Pins and Needles Kits, and today we are here to open up our box from October 2017, and let's see what is inside. Alright. So we are featuring Mary Mary by Kate Spain for Moda this month, and it is a really cute panel, and you can make Advent stockings. So when you open it up, it comes in green and red, and I'm going to be making the green ones today. It has everything you need to make the stockings. You cut out on the dotted lines. It tells you how to make them here in the center. There's instructions. So you get that panel. It's about a yard of fabric. Then we're giving you a yard and a half of Bella solids. This is off-white to make the lining and the back of the stockings. We've got some baker's twine here, so that if you want to hang your stockings up with that, you can. Then we have 25 clothespins, hand-dyed, that we're going to give you as well. So we've got green and red. The red ones are in here. So looks really cute. And you can fill your stockings up with all kinds of goodies. And then we also, I love this treat this month. It's bobbin nest. And so it holds, it's rubber and it holds all your bobbins, which is really nice. I think you'll really like this. That way your bobbins stay in place, they don't come unwound, and you can get to them nice and easy. And sometimes I put a pin cushion right here in the middle of mine, and then you'll get 2 spools of thread. So that is the kit for this month, and I think you're really going to enjoy making it. It's quick and easy, which at Christmas time we always need quick and easy projects to work on. We don't have a lot of time, so let's get started making the project. Okay, so we are going to cut out all the stockings on the dotted lines and put those aside. And then you're going to take your lining fabric and you're going to lay all your stockings on the lining fabric. And because this has no direction to it, I am laying them some upside down, some right side up, and then you cut them out so that you have linings. You also need a back. So for each stocking, if you're going to line them, you need 3 white pieces, okay? So you'll have these 3 go with this stocking, and then you would keep on doing that. You don't have to line them if you don't want. You could just turn over the top and do it that way, but I really like lining them. So there's enough fabric to do that. Hey, Maverick. Okay. All right. Then you have these strips that are on your panel, and so you're going to cut those out, and these are going to be for the hangers for the stockings. So when you cut these out, what you're going to do is you're going to fold them in half, and you're going to press them, and then you're going to take those in and press those to that line that you marked with your fold, like so. Then you'll fold it over like that, and so on. So when you get finished, you'll have a strip like this. And then you're going to cut this into 3-inch pieces like so, and this will be your little hanger for your stockings. Okay, so let me get this cleaned up and then we'll start sewing. Okay, so I've cut out my strip and I folded it in half and then pressed it. So then I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to fold this into that pressed line and fold the other side into that pressed line. And then I'm going to press it again, like so. And then I'll take this and fold it in half. And then I'm going to sew right down this seam. So when I get finished, this is what I have. And then I'll cut those into 3-inch strips. So I have those pre-cut. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make the stocking. One would be unlined and one would be lined. So this would be the unlined stocking. So you would need 1 front and 1 back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the seam allowance to the back and press it. And then you can either turn it again, it makes a really tiny seam, and then straight stitch it, or if you didn't want to turn it twice, you could actually do a zigzag. So you're going to do that for the front, and then you'll also do it for the back, and you want to make sure that you have them matched up so that they will go together correctly. The next thing you're going to do is you want to put the tab, the hanging tab on it. So we're going to take this and put it right here about a ½ inch from the edge. And then we're going to sew that on. Then we're going to take the stocking and put it right sides together, and we're going to sew from the printed side, and you're going to sew right along that line on the stocking. Now the panel also has some little stars and hearts, which are little ornaments that you can make and stuff if you'd like. So once you have it sewn all the way around the edges, you're going to go back and you're going to cut into the seam allowance. Make sure that you don't cut your stitches. And then you're going to turn this right side out, like so. And, excuse me. You're going to turn it right side out, and if you have like chopsticks, that is really helpful for turning. And you want to get all the edges poked out, and then you're going to press it. And pressing everything when you're sewing is a really important step. It makes everything look so much nicer. So once you have it turned, you trim any excess threads that you have. You're going to press this, making sure you get all the edges turned out. Let's see if I can do this. So, and so then you have your little stocking with the hanger. So that's a quick, easy way to do it. Next, I'm going to do a lined stocking. So we're going to take our front and our back, and we're going to put them right sides together, and we're going to slip a folded tab in between, and you want to have about a ½ inch away from the side. And you're going to have the loop to the inside, so all the cut edges are together at the top. And you can pin that or clip it or whatever you want to do. And so we're going to sew across the top here. Okay, so once you've sewn across the top, we're going to open this up and we're going to press it. I know, I like to iron. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's always been one of my favorite things to do. All right, so we've got the front and the lining, or that's the front and the lining, and then we want to do a back and the lining. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the toes are all going the proper way. So I like to lay out the front of my stocking and then lay out the back on top of it. Fold it over, so you've got the two pieces right on top of each other, and then we're going to stitch across the top of it. And then we'll press that open. All right, so next we're going to, let me trim these threads. All right. Okay, then next we're going to lay this on top here. And what we want to do is we want to sew all the way around this, and we're going to leave an opening in the side right here on the lining, okay? And then we're going to turn it right sides out. So I like to sew from this side so that I can see my stocking, so I'll know exactly where to sew. So actually we're going to leave our opening right here. You can do about 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then you'll just sew all the way around. So we've got this all sewn. We've left an opening in the lining right here. We've sewn the front and back together. And then we'll cut into the corners, or if you cut the seam allowance really narrow, like if you cut this excess seam allowance off, you don't have to actually cut into the curves. It'll sew pretty well. So I'm just going to trim those off and then turn it. Okay. So we're going to take this and turn it right sides out. If you leave the opening a little bit bigger, it makes it easier to turn. So you'll just start pushing everything through. And looking pretty good now. Once I have it out like this, I'm going to press it with my scissors. And press my lining. Okay, then you are going to take the lining and you're going to push that into the stocking. And this is where bamboo skewer, chopstick or something pointed is helpful to get all that into the stocking there. So depending on how much time you want to take, you can either line them or not line them. I just kind of like lining, and actually I didn't even sew my little hole in the lining shut on mine. So you can sew that shut or you can leave it open. It's so small, I didn't think it would really be that big of a deal. And the ones that I did, I sewed on the sewing machine. So once you have that in, like so, you will then press it again and your little stocking is finished. So they're really cute, easy, fun project for you to make. Also on the instructions, it did say that if you wanted to, you could make a little quilt and you could applique these onto the front of the quilt and leave an opening so you had little pockets on your quilt, and you could then slip everything in there. So it's kind of up to you. We gave you some twine and some clothespins, so if you wanted to do like a little garland with your stockings, you could do that. So that's the finished product. I think this will be a really simple, easy project for you, and I hope that you enjoyed this. And so follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Pins, Needles, Kits, and you can go to our website and see more of our other kits that we have. So have a great day. Thank you.